Hello everyone, welcome back. Last class we have studied the meaning of correspondence, business correspondence, and importance of business correspondence, right? Correspondence means nothing but the communication in the form of letter, right? And business correspondence means any kind of letter used for conducting any kind of business transactions, right? And business correspondence or business letters plays an important role in creating a good relationship among various parties, and to create and maintain goodwill, and to expand the business and market. And business correspondence or business letters serves as legal evidence which can be used for future reference, right? So these all are about business correspondence. So in this class we will discuss about principles of business correspondence. Okay. uh, to make communication process successful, or to make communication process meaningful and effective, we should follow some principles. They are clarity, that means the communication should be clear, then it should be complete, it is principle of completeness, principle of courtesy, principle of conciseness, principle of concreteness, principle of consideration, and principle of correctness. So these all are the basic principles that we should follow while communicating with others. Okay, so let us know one by one. First one is principle of clarity. So clarity of message is an important principle of communication. In order to make the message clear to the receivers, the message should be organized by using simple language. The sender must convey the message clearly and confidently so that the receiver can easily understand the message clearly and confidently. So, very basic thing is, while communicating with other party or with anyone, the message that you want to send or that you want to exchange should be clear, so that the person who receives the message can understand in an easy way. Okay, so message should be clear and the sender should use simple language, because the person who receives the message should understand it in very easy way, or he can easily understand the message clearly or confidently, right? So the first principle of business correspondence is clarity. The sender should use the simple language in order to make the communication process effective. Okay, and second one is completeness, means the sender should send the message completely, because incomplete messages or incomplete information may leads for confusion in the minds of the receiver. Okay, so in presenting information, principle of completeness should be followed. Communication becomes incomplete if partial information is presented. Therefore, the sender should give sufficient information so that the message is complete. Okay, so as I said, the sender should send the message completely to avoid misunderstanding or to avoid doubts in the minds of the receiver. Okay, and third one is principle of courtesy. So while communicating, we must create friendliness with all those to whom we send message. That means the communication process should create friendliness between the sender and the receiver. So it should it should not contain any irritating expressions. Okay, so the communication must create friendliness or cordial relationship between the parties. Okay, and principle of conciseness. A message should be as long or as short as is necessary to tell the story effectively. A message must include everything necessary and at the same time exclude anything unnecessary. So while exchanging the information, the sender should avoid unnecessary uh, unnecessary things or unnecessary information. The sender should communicate the necessary information only. And this principle also states that the letter should never be lengthy because the reader's time is also valuable. Okay, so you should avoid unnecessary information. And next one is principle of concreteness. Concreteness means being specific and definite rather than vague and general. The message must be concrete or exact so that the receiver can read it easily or hear clearly. This principle states that while communicating, the specific or exact information must be mentioned in the letter. Okay, so here the message must be concrete or exact. So while communicating or while sending the information, the sender must communicate the exact information so that the receiver can read it easily or hear clearly. Then principle of consideration. When you send any message, consider yourself as a receiver instead of sender. What you like, write the same words. Consider the needs and requirements of the receivers while sending the message. Consider the opposite person's priority the highest. So here, according to this principle, the sender should understand the the position of the receiver. He should understand the mental status of the receiver. Okay, and the sender should consider himself as a receiver instead of sender. That means while sending the message, the sender must keep himself in the position of a receiver, and then only he can send the message in a convenient way which is understandable by the receiver. Okay, and the next one is principle of correctness. The fact of the message might be in correct language, Any incorrect or partial business communication or message may lead the receiver misinterpret the message. Before transmitting any message, the transmitter might be sure that it contains correct facts, it is transmitted at the correct time, and it is of correct style. Any mistake in the subject matter of business communication creates confusion in the mind of the receiver. So here the sender should uh, communicate the correct message. So he should avoid incorrect or impartial messages, because it may leads to misinterpretation or misunderstanding of the message. Okay, so before transmitting or before uh, sending any message, the transmitter or the sender might be sure that whether it contains correct facts or not, whether it is transmitted at the correct time or not, or whether it is of correct style or not. Okay, because any impartial or incomplete or incorrect messages or information creates confusion in the minds of the receiver. Okay, so these all are about the principles of business correspondence. So while communicating, so we should keep these principles in our mind. Okay, so in the next class we will discuss about media of different media of communication. Thank you.